gonna start. Where is it? Give me a second. Uh, this is the Pennsylvania Ford Party's general meeting for June. It is June 15th, 2026 at 8 p.m. I welcome you all to our meeting and we will get started. The first thing on the agenda is Friends in Philadelphia had a TED Talk this um, past weekend. And I believe Robert was able to attend. I don't know, being on the other end of
Yes.
the state. I don't know who else joined you, but could you give a little rundown of what happened there?
Yeah. No surprise here, but sure. Here you go. Give me a second. Didn't think I was gonna report on this, but yeah, I think it was quite good. Very optimistic tone considering the topic we're talking about. So they actually, maybe they took a little bit of literary license because given the current situation. Well, I mean, some things did open up with the Hormuz, Iran, and whatnot, but I think, yeah, it was overall pretty good. I got some good swag. Got some of this stuff here, a little bag, little free book. Yeah, this. So they had some other events. Yeah, I mean, it's very well run. They had a lot of situationally, a lot of material, booklet stuff. Got some photos. Let me see if I could share some. Let's see. Right over there. Here you go. Yeah, that's me. I think I shared one of them before in the Slack and whatnot. Some of the other stuff there. That's just some weather stuff. Maybe I went too far. I think I did. Okay, here you go. Hey. So it's quite busy. Look at that. It certainly was a celebration. It would have been nice to have a little bit more backup. I think considering, it's in Philadelphia and I do know I did run into quite a few people that I know, and I felt very strange trying to interview people without a little bit more backup. So I didn't quite do as much as I wanted to as far as interviewing people. But I think it was pretty good. And like I said before, I think some of the lessons were, the modern democracy is, shaping up to help try to help more people, and they're going to need to pay for it somehow. Probably it will probably be some sort of AI tax. It seems to be the general direction of where democracy is heading. So just how we're going to get there without conflict is, I guess we'll find out. This is a nice little area, I guess. Some more hosts. She was the final speaker, I believe. Yeah, all the good stuff. So hopefully there'll be more of these. Probably not exactly 250 thing, but maybe like some sort of a TED Talk in Philly, and we'll try to get some more people out. But in the meantime, that's what we got.
Thank you for that, Robert, and sorry for springing it up on you at the last moment. But when I was putting the finishing touches on the slideshow, I thought I should probably mention that since it was literally Saturday.
You got it. Yeah, sure.
Uh, Big thing on the agenda is our convention. It is July 18th in King of Prussia. We are being joined by Christine Todd Whitman, and our we are also featuring Eric Settle, who was our statewide candidate for Attorney General 2 years ago. So hopefully you can come out and join us. I have scheduled a planning meeting for uh, next Tuesday, June 23rd at 8 p.m. Uh, to help put the finishing touches on it. This is the last meeting before the convention, but so we're hoping that everybody can join us, and it should be a great time. Did anybody on the call want to chime in with any uh, points they want to talk about the convention before I move on?
Well, I'd probably be able to do photography and videography this time since I'm bound to have to be every 2 months, every 2 weeks in Doylestown, so I can kind of come with cameras and tripod and so forth.
Hey, fantastic. So your appointment went well? You said you had a third appointment last week, Peter?
It was postponed until today, but I've had my first treatment today. I'm still having it. I have a portable pump on me for the next day and a half.
That's good to hear. All right.
Rachel.
Just gonna put in a plug for everyone on the call, hopefully is registered, but also just, kind of rack your brain, like anyone you've had a conversation or noticed a post in your circle that's not in this chat, not on the Slack, that like seems disenchanted with something in the news or seems to have something they care about, an issue in the state or about democracy or policy or affordability or whatever it is. We've done these things before where we say, like, send it to three people you know. You never know. One person may sign up. They're curious. We call it like forward curious. You never know. Obviously, we're trying to expand our like network, right? So, would you agree, Ben? I guess there's no like secret party business that people, I don't know if there's a public part and and like a party only part. You can clarify that. But anyone who might be interested, it's not expensive and it is, if you're on this half of the state, it's local.
Uh, any party business is public, and we encourage anybody to join us because we are the pro-democracy party, and we are more people who engage in democracy, the better. Yeah, so we're party business. We'll be taking a look at a few changes to our bylaws, and uh, I have a addition to our priorities that I hope to have us vote on, dealing with uh, our judicial system and moving it towards a nonpartisan uh, selection to ensure that it's nonpartisan. Robert.
That sounds good. And I just wanted to add another, I guess another aspect of this meeting. We're I think we're going to be able to have Rafe D'Amico join us, who's the I guess he was the campaign manager of Eric Settle for his 2024 run, and they're going to be able to try to at least do some of their Pinot and policy podcast, maybe like a live filming during our convention. So we're trying to work out the details. So if anybody, kind of is concerned about this filming, I mean, you can of course step out, but I think it should be pretty good for us. And they've been very, I guess, helpful for our cause, and this is a great way to spread things. And I guess we should talk more. So this has been, it has basically penciled in. I got word of this maybe middle of last week, so we're working on all the details, but at least Christine Todd Whitman, governor, had been given maybe 15 minutes so far, and we're gonna see if that's gonna expand to see if how she wants to approach this podcast idea, because she's got experience too with podcasting. The Ford Party has their own podcast, so it's this could be big. I mean, I don't think any other convention in the country, even Utah, or in Colorado, they didn't do a live podcast during their convention. So this is quite unique for us. So I want to, maybe we can all take pride in that and try to get some more people. What do you think? Get some more people out there. Thank you.
Zach.
Hi, this is Zach from Pittsburgh. Pretty excited to attend the convention in July. I had a couple questions. First one is, do we have approved forward party flyers advertising the convention that I can share on my socials? And I guess the second is, how many people are we expecting to attend? Thank you.
The flyer should be the picture on the left hand on of the screen should be the official flyer. I believe that we can get it to you. Brian, could you email that to him?
I'll also put links to the social media posts of the convention flyer in the chat.
Thank you. And I believe we have currently 20 to 30 people lined up or
Yeah,
who have
Jonathan.
signed up for the convention so far. If anybody has any further numbers on that, please let me know. But right now, that's about how many I think we have right now. We always want, if you can, please, if you haven't RSVP'd, please do so now because that helps us know how many people are coming. So hopefully, if you haven't done so, please do so, and we can have a great day there with everybody.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, just to remind people that it is a ticket. We are charging $50 for the ticket. But the most important thing is you're coming. We added the cost to cover things like the included lunch and some other things. But if that's an issue for you, please reply to the email and we'll work something out. The most important thing is that we'd love to see you there.
So I saw on the website that there's a room blocking rate, which is 2 nights.
Yes.
Which tells us that Friday night something needs to happen. I've heard a little bit about maybe a happy hour. People that are forward curious may be more welcome and willing or available to go to the happy hour if we advertise that and have that discussion with them versus them paying $50 for a conference they don't want to go to versus a pay as you go, drink what you want.
Yeah. Robert, do you have more information on the happy hour stuff?
So the happy hour, we don't have exactly where it's going to be. I guess that's going to be. We're kind of considering having it grouped together, but right now, I mean, there's so many options around that Hyatt house that we can be pretty flexible. But I see what you're saying as far as trying to be more open-minded. Yeah, Yard House is also very good. I mean, Yard House is enormous, so they can handle, it could be like 5 people, it could be like 50 people. I think it could even fit over 100 people, but it could be quite something. So right now we have to still discuss things. So definitely keep you in mind though, Stephen.
Yeah, that sounds like a great topic for the planning meeting on Tuesday, June 23rd. Join us then and we can help plan this out. Any other comments on the convention before I move on to the next slide? Hearing none. We have a, sorry. We have an affiliation to announce. Ron Beitler. He is currently serving as a county commissioner in Lehigh County, and he is now a Ford independent, and we're happy to have him. He is really pushing the independent movement and the priorities, what we stand for, Ford in Lehigh County, and we're very excited to affiliate with him. Brian, would you happen to have more information on this you want to share?
I would just encourage everyone to check out his Facebook profile. He has a very active Facebook presence. So like those are the kinds of discussions that are happening. You can see what people that follow him think of Forward in these conversations. And it's very illuminating that, you know, he has these connections already of people that are you know, the people that would support us if they knew about us, just learning about us for the first time. So yeah, I'd really recommend people follow him, you know, engage in those conversations and try and recreate what he's doing in your areas. It's for us to succeed, we really only need pockets, right? In a certain area, things catch on, get a few, you know, office holders talking about what we're trying to do and make it happen locally and all working together. So yeah, check them out.
Thank you.
And those links are in the chat for anybody who's curious.
Thank you again, Brett or David. Moving on, we are, as a reminder, we have endorsed Chris Gambino for the House District 143. That's in between Philadelphia and Allentown. He did have a meetup, I believe, last week on June 7th. Rachel, yes.
Yeah, Chris has been busy. He's in Bucks County, which is not too far from me in Montgomery, and Stephen lives, I think, in his district or right around it. So he's been helping as well. We were out on primary day collecting signatures. Chris is out every Friday with like a come meet me at this coffee shop, or I'll be here, I'll be at this festival. He was at Pride this weekend and got a bunch of signatures. He held a fundraiser, I think it was June 6th. Stephen, correct me if I'm wrong. It was really nice. It was at like I want to say like a farm to table. I think they grow a bunch of stuff there, and he had some other like local vendors who make things locally, some food, some drink, live music. It was really nice. A lot of supporters were there. Stephen was there. I brought my husband, Jessica, who some of you guys know was able to be there. It was just like a nice night out. And he gave a little speech, but it wasn't overly. That's a picture from the event actually. And then this weekend, I think if I'm right, Stephen, I was told you'll be out as well. We'll be out collecting signatures again on Saturday. So if you live in or near or just want to give a go at signature collecting or helping an independent candidate and you want to drive over, we really could use the foot soldiers. It's what gets us every year. Like we can't get the signatures, they're not on the ballot. So if you have a half a day to give, contact me, contact Chris. It's the foot soldiers who can go and speak to people at a fair or at a table or knock on doors, and convince people just to give him a chance to run. They don't have to vote for him, but it's a lot of ground to cover and a lot of signatures to get. So just another appeal for volunteers.
Thank you, Rachel.
The other thing I want to add to that is if he has another event, how do we get his event added to the PA Forward website so people from like a county over that we have not had that conversation with directly actually know it exists?
Yeah, that could have been something we missed by creating like an event per se on the website. That's a good call. I mean, we shared it on socials. We direct emailed within a certain radius of his district. We tried to think of the tools that we have, but that's why more minds make better suggestions because I don't know that we created a true event on the Facebook on the website. So that could have been a missed opportunity. Brian, that's something I could just contact
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we can always send emails for events like within a certain radius. We can even call and text people if we have volunteers for that sort of thing. So a few of us are doing that right now for the convention, but yeah.
But the
if
creation
that-
of an event on the webpage, that can be done, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, just like this phone call was on the event page. I had two people afterwards that I spoke to, like, well, I didn't even know what happened because I was only looking at PA4 website and they would have been there.
Yeah, we can add those events as we get them. But Chris Cambino is not the only candidate on the ballot we are supporting. We are also supporting Rodney Jones. He lives over by Lancaster, in between Lancaster and Reading. So if you're in that area of the state, please contact his campaign or somebody with or email the Pennsylvania Ford Party, and we can direct you to help the efforts to get him on the ballot as well, because we have until August 3rd to get all the signatures we need, and every helping hand gets us closer to that goal. So please help our candidates if you can. We are also supporting Ron Ruman. He is already on the ballot. He is a Ford Democrat. He is running for PA House District 196 in York County. So if you're in that area, please reach out to his campaign, and we can put you to work helping get him elected in the PA House. We are putting a lot of effort on the PA House because it is the most bang for a buck here in Pennsylvania. And yes, Brian.
I didn't know if you noticed, but Ron's actually on the call.
Oh, if you want to speak, Ron, please give a unmute
Yeah, I would.
yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my camera. It's not working, but it tells me it's working, but it's not. But I will be brief. Thank you. Good to see you folks, and thank you for your endorsement, which I had in the special election last month. Was an open seat. I was also running as a Democrat, and my opponent was running as a Republican unopposed. So I did not win the special election, but I did very well. The final count was 55 to 44. Which was a 22-point swing from what Kamala Harris did in the district in 2024. So that was a pretty big move. And there were some other factors that worked against us. As you know, independents cannot vote in primaries in Pennsylvania. It's one of the things that I would like to change. It's one of my planks of my platform to open primaries to all voters. And this special election was the same day as the primary. So independents assumed they could not vote. And we did our best to get the message out that, in fact, they could vote in the special election, but we know we didn't penetrate to most of them. And independents are trending toward Democrats by at least a 2-to-1 margin. So that definitely hurt. And there were also two ballot screw-ups by York County. There is a precinct that is actually, the precinct itself is split between two congressional districts. It's in my state legislative district, and 225 mail ballot voters got the wrong congressional candidates on their ballot. So the county discovered this about a week after the mail ballots went out. So there was a news story about it, and they sent out replacement ballots with a letter. But I heard from some of my supporters that a number of folks had already voted, sent their mail ballots back. When the second one arrived, they didn't read the letter. They assumed that was a mistake and threw it out. So that hurt. And there was also a situation where 226 independents in my legislative district requested mail ballots and never got them. And I found that out the Friday before the election from one of my independent supporters who actually tried to go vote in person, which you can do at the county election center, was denied, even though he said, I'm here to vote in the special election. So he called me. I called one of our county commissioners. He called the election director and said, oh, yeah, we screwed up. But by that time, it was too late. And so we then found that that happened to 226 people. The county did open their office over the weekend and did do outreach to those folks, but I'm certain that many of them did not vote. So, I won mail ballots by more than 2-1. So that definitely hurt as well. So if all that had gone well, it wouldn't have changed the outcome, but it would have probably taken it down from 10.9 points to probably about 9.5. So it was a big move. Should be a much more friendly electorate in the fall with independents voting, a lot more moderate Republicans out there. So, I think we have a chance, and I appreciate the endorsement of the Forward Party very much. Anything you guys can do to, get that word out as well, would be appreciated. Anybody who's near York County would like to knock on some doors, I'll definitely take the help there. And of course, I know, and a couple of you folks were kind enough to send some financial donations in the spring. I could use those again. Money, unfortunately, isn't a necessary evil in politics, and I was also outspent in the special election 10-1. My opponent raised $160,000 in that special election, and I'm sure he'll have that in the fall too. But despite all that, I moved the needle 22 points. So anything anyone can do in those veins of a day of door knocking or a couple of bucks you can send my way, I appreciate it. But the message of opening primaries, the message of toning down the partisanship is definitely playing well with folks. So that's what you're about. That's what I'm about, and why I'm pleased to be endorsed by the party. Unfortunately, I cannot come to the convention prior to the date coming out. I had scheduled a weekend with my daughter in New York City, and we don't see her a whole lot, so I can't cancel that. But I will be there in spirit, and I don't know if it's feasible. If it is, I can even send you a short video if you want it, but I don't want to clog things up. I appreciate the backing that you've given me. If you want that, let me know. I can email it to somebody or send it through WeTransfer. Probably is easier with a video. But again, if anyone can pass the word out, door knocking, a couple bucks really would help. But we had a good, we didn't win, but we moved the needle. So I'm going to keep fighting through the fall. So thank you for the time. Thank you for the support.
If you're going to have a day of door knocking, maybe we could put this as an event to try to get some people to come to join you.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll let you know when we get later on. There definitely will be some times when I'm going to be combining with a congressional candidate that I share part of the district with, and getting some help, I think, from a group from Maryland that may be coming up for a day. So I can let you know. I can send a word to. I think I have. I have David's email. Ben, I think I have yours. And Brian, I think I might have yours too. So I can get the word out there. But I mean, I
need to do it in advance enough so that we can get out an email to people within a radius of your district.
Yeah, I think, I assume I'll know fairly far ahead of time. But I'm out. I'm out at least a few days every week. So if anybody has a free afternoon or whatever, we can do that. But yes, if I have a group coming, I'll definitely get that word out as far ahead as time as I can. So thank you for that, Peter.
And I would secondly encourage anybody to contact you to get out and door knock, because having that experience helps you run and also helps our party grow.
Absolutely.
And I just put the link to your website and your Facebook page in the chat for anyone who would like to follow up with you. And thank you for joining us tonight. It's the personal appearance showing the connection with the Forward Party. It's always appreciated.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing those those links. I appreciate that. I'm not real technically tech savvy, so I appreciate you doing that for me, David.
Happy to do it.
Thank you. That's all I have. If anyone has any questions or whatever, but I don't want to take up too much of the meeting time.
Thank you again for joining us and giving us a few minutes of your time to speak.
Yep, thank you.
We have one more candidate currently endorsed. That's Representative Valerie Gatos. She is in PA House District 44, out in my county in Allegheny County. So please, if you're in the area and you want to support her campaign, as with Ron, please contact us and we'll send you, get you in contact with Valerie's campaign as well to help get her reelected. Moving on.
What a great photo. That's Lindsay, right?
Yes,
Look,
that's from
Brad?
our original endorsement of her a couple of years ago. I was going through our photos and I saw that one and I thought that would be a great picture to put on the slide.
Very nice. We should get that shared a little bit more. Maybe remind Valerie Gatos kind of our initial endorsement to see if she can make it to our convention. I think it would be fun, but you know, it's a little bit of a trip, but who knows? I think with enough notice, I think, you know, a lot of people, it's really not that far if you think about it, just across the state. So, you know, once every 250 years, maybe. Not too bad, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so moving on. We have National Ford events coming up. Tomorrow, the Black Fortists are having a Juneteenth fireside chat with Speaker Carroll of the Colorado legislature. It's at 8 p.m. tomorrow, so if you can join them, they'll be happy to have you. On Wednesday, Lindsay Draft is going to be joining, I believe it's the Women's Committee at 7:30 p.m. So that should be a good conversation as well. We have a welcome team training at June 29th at 7:30 p.m. And I wrote that wrong. That should be July 1st for the town hall training at I believe it's 7:30, but double check on the National Ford events calendar because I screwed that up. I also wanted to mention that Braver Angels is having their national convention in Philadelphia, June 25th to 28th this month. If you're a member, you can apply to join them, and I would encourage members of the Pennsylvania Forward Party to either follow Braver Angels and or join their organization as well if you can. I believe it's $12 a year for a basic membership. So if you can spare that, please join them. Please consider joining them as well. Fair Districts always has events, a lot of events. So please use the QR code to see which events they are having near you. The picture is actually of a event I went to in the Carnegie Library in Pennsylvania on May 20th. It was very informative, and we are strong supporters of the Fair Districts organization. Another thing to be on your radar, CNN did a special on the Michael Smerconish Mingle project. QR code takes you to the YouTube page of it. Brian, you're pretty big on the Mingle stuff. Don't know if you watched this yet, but if you did, could you tell us about it?
I did. No, not that this is exactly in the Forward wheelhouse, but he's local, right? We're big fans of Smerconish around here mostly. So this is kind of his take on, we get to know people around us better. It adds to community. It lowers polarization and all these other things. So this is a concept he's been working with for a long time. That's why the Mingle events that we highlight, locally, you can attend those and meet your neighbors and have discussions with them. And I think it's really great for all of us. And this particular special is him doing the interviews that are the underpinnings of the whole concept. So if you've ever heard of Bowling Alone, that's kind of the book that started the whole concept for him. So I'd encourage you to check it out, and always keep an eye for those Mingle meetups in your area that we put in the newsletter. The people that have gone have said that they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, does anybody on the call have been
Two
to
things I want
these?
to add to that. A, can we get those Mingle meetups put into the PA Forward calendar so people know? And B, I've been doing this for about a year now on my own before Forward. I have a party at my house once a month. If you have a cul-de-sac community, make that a once a month party where you just invite anybody, everybody to show up. And I feel like the whole idea makes so much sense, but it's not put together well, that nobody knows these things are happening, but they're happening all around us. And it's up to Forward to make these things happen. So we need community responsibility, community members to stand up and say, the party will be at my house or in my cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I think that's great. And getting out to meet your neighbors, and when we started as a party 4 years ago, like there was a big push to volunteer, right? And wear your Forward swag while you're doing it. Like that was get a Forward party t-shirt, go volunteer for something that, matters to you. And hopefully people there will ask you about your shirt and you can tell them why you're doing it. And these Mingle Project meetups are the same thing. I don't think we'll put them all on the website because there's several of them and they post where they want to post, but I always put them in the newsletter, and there's 2 in the email that went out today in Philadelphia and Doylestown. So yeah, always look for those, and I'd encourage you to get involved in your community anytime you can and mention us if you can. We appreciate it.
And I always would like to make a point of noting that on the monthly newsletter, there are always events like these at the very bottom. So always remember to scroll to the bottom of the newsletter, see what's happening around you. Sometimes there's a temptation to only look at the top, but the newsletter has information all throughout. So please remember to scroll through the bottom of the newsletter. As always, there are national committees. Please check out their web pages on the national website. And we always look and encourage people to join those committees because it's always great to have representation from Pennsylvania there. And whenever I bring this slide up, feel free to shout out whatever is happening with those committees.
You mentioned the event this week for the Women's Committee. I have been a little less involved with the Women's Committee, so I don't have a lot to add, except I'm still connected. We're working on an event in July and August, which historically are a little lower attended because of summer, summer vacations, things like that. But we do have 2 events in the works. I can share those when they're finalized, one per month. Yeah, that's really all I have from the Women's Committee.
Thank you, Rachel.
So for AAPI committee, if I could go next. Well, I think the last one was pretty successful event with Andrew Yang. There were maybe like 7 or so, like currently sitting or running candidates across the country, many from California, of course, one of which is Sam Wong from Princeton. He's a professor at Princeton University. I don't know if you guys follow Jeopardy, but I think, of course, he personally knows the guy, Jamie Ding, who he won like 25 episodes in a row or something at Princeton. And he ran for he was running for the 12th congressional district in New Jersey. Unfortunately, he did not win that primary. He got roughly 10% of the votes. The winner won, I think he had like 22%. So he's in 3rd place. He did quite well considering there were 12 other people in the race. But so right now he's kind of looking to consider other options. But he as a Princeton University professor, and he of course knows Senator Kim up in New Jersey. So lots to think about in AAPI committee. But as far as we probably don't have another big meeting yet, but we'll let you know if the next one comes up. So thank you.
Thank you, Robert. All right. Hearing none, no other people, I will move on to the next slide.
AAPI. Can somebody spell out AAPI? What does it stand for?
Believe it's Asian American and Pacific Islanders.
Okay.
That's it. Yep. Which is people can also say AANHPI, which is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander. If you really want to get kind of nuanced, that's kind of the newer thing to say. But I really thought AAPI just kind of covers it, and Asian American, it's a mouthful. So we generally, I guess we could put it in there, like LGBTQ plus. Is that something we should also spell out? Because I'm like, well, if you know that one, why don't you know the other one? But hey, if I'm Asian, maybe that's me being ignorant of that. So let us know what we need to spell out. Thank you.
Yeah. Moving on. As always, we constantly are looking for county leads, especially in counties we don't have a lot of activity. It is a great way to get involved with the party and help our organization grow. Well as we are also looking, we also have opportunities in fundraising. It is it is no small task to grow a third party from scratch, and any resources that you can part with or endeavors in this area would be greatly appreciated. Our next monthly meeting will be the Monday after the convention. There will probably be a debrief of the convention, I imagine, and hopefully we can see you there if you can't join us in person. So we look forward to having your smiling faces on the call. Open floor and questions on any topic, please let me know. David.
I wanted to make a broad appeal. We've briefly mentioned opportunities to volunteer or be a county lead. And the examples we give tend to be very tangible things like hosting some sort of a meetup. And that's not everybody's cup of tea. I know it's not mine. So I just want to make an appeal and say we also have a need for people who are willing to do a lot of miscellaneous things on the computer. There's been a discussion earlier of getting events posted on our website. And we struggle sometimes to get consistent, smooth workflows going for things like posting events because we're such a small team that we end up just doing, each person does a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It would be wonderful if we had enough volunteers to actually assign a post an event on the website person or other miscellaneous tasks that could actually have a particular workflow with a particular set of people. So if you are willing to spend a couple hours a week or a couple hours a month doing some sort of computer task, please email us or speak up on Slack, make that known. Because if we know that you're willing to do things like that, I am sure that we could find things that would be helpful for you to do. But please don't hesitate.
Yeah, I second that because there's a lot of little tasks that need done, and the more people helping us helps the people doing larger tasks focus on the things that they need to focus on. Any other items for open floor?
What would be like a definition of county lead? What does that even entail?
Basically the point person of the county. We literally let people make the role what they how they want to work. We give them the freedom to make the position what they want. Hopefully it is to move the county towards being a more formal organization, but at these early stages, it is whatever whatever the county lead wants it to be within reason. Rachel.
Yeah, I would just add 2 cents, and other people can also, especially if you have been or are a county lead. So yeah, it can be something like hosting a Zoom or hosting an in real life event or tagging on to like, hey, it's, Doylestown Day and I'm going to be there. Let's see if we can get a group of people together to just meet in person and have a discussion, and then maybe that leads to something else. Another thing that's very helpful at the local level is knowing about your own elections and seated elected. So like if there's a really great serving elected official, a commissioner, a school board member, a mayor, somewhere near you in your county, that you think would be a great forwardist, you reach out to them as a local, hopefully constituent or nearby, and ask them for coffee. Maybe talk to them, see if they're interested in affiliating or switching parties. If there's a terrible seated elected, finding someone maybe who's going to run against that person. So there's a lot of things that the state party and definitely the national just can't get down to those like local things. So it can be volunteer based, it can be community based, it can be growing the party, it can be sending emails. but also kind of like finger on the pulse of like what's going on, what needs addressing, what issues aren't getting addressed, and maybe finding candidates or sitting electeds that should be reelected or not be reelected. Relationship, op-eds. I know, Stephen, you've written one, or a letter to the editor, all that kind of stuff at the local level. It's really hard to do from a distance. And so that intel on the ground is a piece of it. And again, we leave the flexibility, but sometimes that open invitation, it can be just too open. So I don't know if that sheds some light. There's definitely things I didn't say and ideas that I haven't had yet that we would welcome. So if that helps.
David.
I'm also jumping on to add some texture to the idea of a county lead. I'm a de facto county lead. I can give an example of some things I've done, and none of it has ever been anything intimidating or laborious. Like, I've never hosted an event. I've never done anything major like that. I think of the initial county lead almost like patient zero for the forward movement in that county. It's just the first person who's invested enough to identify as a forwardist and say, I'm actually connected with this movement. I'm connected with the people who are organizing it. And that way, if there are new people in that same county who express interest, you can be connected with them via email. Like, oh, here's a new person in County X who's interested in forward. Let me introduce you to Bob. Bob is the county lead. And now there are two people who know each other who are both interested in the forward movement. And the goal is that eventually that'll be 5 people and then 10 people who will all know each other. And that maybe one of those 10 people will actually be the kind of person who's excited to organize some in-person events. But I don't think of myself as the county lead needing to be that person, because I'm not. I'm just that patient zero. I'm that spark to hopefully collect a little social group. And that expands as well to the regional level. We have the state organized into about a half a dozen regions. And there are regional Zoom calls that are smaller versions of the call that you're on tonight. And that's a chance to have much more of a casual, on the ground conversation. And those are all examples of the fact that we're just trying to connect the people who have the forwardist mindset in the hope of spreading that mindset until there are enough active people that we can organize effectively into more tangible actions than what we're able to do now.
Yeah, so I think those are great summaries of what the county lead role is. Were there any other items in open forward that were relating back to that question that people wanted to bring up? Seeing none. Back. Till we see each other again, not left, not right, but forward. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. Even if you're not watching this on YouTube, please still give it a click and like and subscribe our channel. It helps us. But this has been the June meeting of the Pennsylvania Forward Party. Have a great night.
So photo 9 p.m. finish.
Wow.